What's up, fellow creators? I recently got the Zoom F6 audio recorder. For those who don't know my channel, I film approximately 40 weddings a year, and essentially what I'll be using this recorder for is live event recordings, primarily weddings. If you've never heard of the Zoom F6, it's really awesome. It has that 32-bit float, which essentially, in short, it basically has a large dynamic range of the ability to capture audio. So if it's extremely high or extremely low, it essentially allows you to a larger ability to recover that audio, and it is literally crazy. I did a couple tests. My nephew, actually, I got him into DJing on the side while he goes through college, so I had him bring his system over and I plugged in 3 different methods, which I'll show later on, and I was able to record some files, which I'll be going over shortly as well. Extremely high levels and extremely low levels, and I was able to salvage it and get a crystal clear audio. So with that said, let's check it out on the computer. So another reason why I wanted to create this video is almost every single video online is through Premiere and using Adobe Audition. If you use Premiere, I definitely check out this. He shows a good example of how to increase gain. A big thing through Final Cut Pro I was trying to figure out is how do I introduce a lot of gain, because for those who use Final Cut Pro, you can add 12 dB, but that's typically not enough. So what I do is you can go use channel EQ, you drop that on, and this is one of the first tests that I used. This is the extremely low. This file is actually, you can see it over here, is at like -40 dB or less, -50, -60 at some points. And then so what you do, you can leave that at 0, and then you're gonna go into your channel EQ, and then this allows you can actually add 30. You can add other 12 if necessary. And so going from -50, -60, this is what it sounds like without doing any other correction.
So what you're currently hearing me on is a Zoom F6. It's plugged into a Electro Voice ZLX, which is then plugged into a Shure wireless mic. There's a little bit of echo because the speaker is set up in my living room and there's a lot of echo. However, I just wanted to see, you should see the level should be at -40, -50 dB, and I just wanted to bring it in post and see what it would sound like.
And if you were using just a regular recorder, anything at -60 and you tried to introduce that much gain, it would sound absolutely terrible. And then just going through that same EQ, let's just do a quick little thing to make it sound better.
So what you're currently hearing me on is a Zoom F6. It's plugged into a Electro Voice ZLX, which is then plugged into a Shure wireless mic. There's a little bit of echo because the speaker is set up in my living room and there's a lot of echo.
And one thing you definitely want to make sure, you can add all the effects that you want, but it's weird, you don't have the typical effects that you would see on audio, like the noise remover, the hum. So it's kind of weird because I think the way it records it, you actually have to save it as a new compound clip, whatever you want it to be, hit OK, and it's weird because now it unlocks all the typical noise removal, hum removal, equalization. So for me, this is crazy, going from -60 to that. So let's try the other spectrum. This I'm actually going to probably play because I don't want to blow my speakers out. This was filmed at the this was recorded at the highest rate. So what I'm going to do is turn this down and hopefully get like a little recorder through my mic. Just it's plus 35 dB is what we were looking at. So with this, the nice part about that, you can at least drop it down to what, -80. Just literally dropping it down, I didn't have to do anything special, and this is what it sounds like, going from plus 35 to this.
So this is the audio. It's completely turned up. The fader's turned up all the way. However, the peaking is able to be recovered.
And again, with the little channel EQ, going from plus 35, which on my old recorder would have definitely clipped and gone out.
So this is the audio. It's completely turned up. The fader's turned up all the way. However, the peaking is able to be recovered.
So for me, this recorder is totally worth it. It is $650. I actually personally got it at Musician's Friend. I personally would check for stuff like this. I would check Musician's Friend and Guitar Center. They're always having some percentage off, and it was weird. I actually couldn't order it online because it wouldn't allow me to use a promo code, but when I called in, they let me take 15% off. So I got this for, I believe, $580, which is still expensive, but totally worth it. I film all my weddings, essentially, probably 95% of them solo. So having the ability to just plug it into a DJ, hit record, walk away is completely worth the money. So make sure you check out Guitar Center Musician's Friend. I will leave links below as well. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.